Metalheads. We're back again. We're up to episode 7, and we are talking to, from Melbourne, progressive metal band with long songs, great airy feeling, and even a little bit of dark stoner vibes. So we talked about gear, we talked quad cortexes, we talked new album, we talked drum setup, and we even got to talk about some of their dream concert ideas. Yep, dream lineups, and even maybe a special guest appearance from one of their favourite artists. So who knows? So, getting into it, get ready for the new episode. We talked to Khan, and it's going to be a ripper. I'll tell you what, me and Kyle had a fun time talking to those boys, and Beau and Josh were super cool, super laid back, and we can't wait to have them back on again. We actually even talked about getting them back in December, didn't we, Kyle?
Yeah, around Christmas time.
Yep, so we'll probably have Khan back on around Christmas time.
They got 2 tours.
Yep, very busy guys. They're off to Europe straight after this interview with us. So thanks heaps for your time, Khan. But let's get into it, guys. I know you're going to love it. This is a good one. And me and Kyle are really in our rhythm for these podcasts now. We love doing it, and we love bringing them to you. So get ready for the Khan interview, and stay metal, metalheads. Yeah.
Rip it up, rock on.
Yeah. Cool. So, I was just saying to Beau how much me and Kyle have actually been listening to the Creatures album, and we were talking about how it's great driving music. I even had it as music while I was out the back changing the oil on my car and just playing.
Yeah, nice.
Shit. It's just like my favorite song is How Old.
Yep, cool.
Beautiful.
I think that one would be a popular one, wouldn't it?
What was that, sorry?
How Old. I think that one would be a popular one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
I think
goes
because
to
it gets straight into it, and it's pretty sort of groovy and catchy, whereas the other stuff's a bit more slow and progressive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, How Old.
I love that.
Catches my ears straight away.
Yeah, cool.
I'm into that slow progressive sort of stuff. So you guys suit me straight down to a T. Listening to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, actually, Kyle is more the progressive metal guy, where I'm more like the death metal guy. Like, I'm more of a spaghetti writing kind of bands, you know what I mean? Like Slaughter to Prevail and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where you guys have a very big sort of Caius sort of Tool sort of thing going on.
Oh, thank you. They're very good bands to be compared to. So.
The Caius thing I sort of picked up on because you sort of have that sort of same sort of vibe that you go by.
Yeah, a lot of bands in our genre, Caius is a huge touchstone. It's not as much for us. We probably jump more on Queens of the Stone Age, which I did hear that
lot. Sort of Caius, Queens of the Stone Age, same guitarist. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, actually, that was one thing. Even when I was trying to describe your music to my wife, I literally just said, "Oh, it's like someone put Caius and Tool in a room together, and boom." You know.
Yeah.
And then when she started to listen to it, she actually turned to me and she goes, "Yeah, I get those vibes." So yeah.
I mean, any comparison or any sort of being used in the same sentence of Tool makes us happy. So.
Awesome.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, no, Kyle's a big Tool fan. He's sort of Tool is his main band.
Yeah, has been for us for a long time as well now. So
Oh yeah.
Great band.
Yeah, amazing.
So, getting into it, I just want to introduce you guys to everyone. This is Khan, a fantastic progressive metal band from Melbourne. And I want to start up with asking you guys, how did Khan originally form, and what sort of brought you 3 or 4 guys together? I believe it's 3 of you, isn't it?
3 guys.
Yeah.
What brought you 3 together? Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose one thing we'll say is there's 3 of us in the band, but our manager and light technician Dan, he's the 4th member. So we, to to call the band 4 members is like it's accurate because he's just as
Yeah.
big a part as the rest of us. So
Hell yeah! Well, I'm
Um,
glad. I hope he hears this today, and I'm sure he'll be glad to hear that.
Shout out to Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
Shout
out
out
to
the
Dan, everyone.
to the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Cool. Yeah, go on.
Will's reasonably fresh with us. He's been in the band for about a year and a bit, year and a half maybe. So yeah, but Beau and I have been playing together since high school, I guess, or
Yeah.
just coming out of high school. When I moved, that was in Adelaide. So I grew up in country Victoria and then moved to Adelaide when I was like 15, and that's where we met. And then after school, started a band, and then Beau ended up drumming in that band. And then we were jamming, playing gigs in Adelaide for like 5-6 years.
Yeah,
And
right.
then yeah, we did a couple of releases like EPs with that band, and then
So that was a different name, that band.
yeah, that was called These Wild Animals.
Cool.
I don't think there's really anything available online. It's all been scrapped and taken off.
Oh, bummer.
But I decided I wanted to move to Melbourne and pretty much start fresh. And Beau decided to join me, and that's how Khan started. And we got our mate Mitch on bass at the time.
Hell yeah. And so does Khan go back that far, as in the relationship between you and Beau? It's sort of an evolution over about 6 years or so?
Oh, longer than that.
Wow.
I think Khan have been going since 2016, but
Yeah,
Josh
wow.
and I started playing together like in a band playing gigs 2010, I think.
Yeah,
So,
roughly that.
yeah, so the two of us have been playing together for like 15 years now or
Yeah,
something
so
like
this
that.
has been a long time coming, and now you're right where you want to be, boys.
Forming the meat and potatoes of it. As they say.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's been good. We haven't killed each other yet, so
Yeah. We've
Nice.
definitely learned a lot about each other and how we work, and what buttons to push and what not to push.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a relationship thing being in a band.
Yeah,
Very
and Daniel's been with it. So Dan's my older brother. So he's been with us since the start as well. Always working with us and helping us, do all the shit that we don't really want to do or aren't good at.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, I'd probably still be playing guitar by myself in my bedroom if it wasn't for Dan sort of
nice.
helping out and doing the extra stuff.
Sweet. So how did the name Khan come about? Like,
Yeah, okay.
How'd the name like?
Because for me, it conjures up like images of Genghis Khan or something like that. Like,
yeah.
I just think
it comes from a very obscure place. So
Yeah,
even
right.
though, Genghis Khan and we knew what Khan meant in Mongolian culture and stuff like
And
that.
Star Trek.
And Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it actually comes from a game called Metro 2033, which is a old first person shooter based on a book, and it's based in like the Russian metro underground tunnels.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
fantastic.
like post-apocalyptic game. And there's a character in Metro called Khan, and he is like he was really mysterious, but also a badass, and we just that's sort of where it sort of came from for us.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah. Well, to me now, that sort of says that Khan, the band, is sort of mysterious, but they're also badasses.
Well, we tried. So
I'm going to keep that in mind forever now when I listen to your music. But I will say, listening to Creatures and even Monsoons was a bit more of a instrumental experience, which I sort of didn't expect after going with Creatures first.
Yeah, it's really different.
It's really different, but also, once again, great driving music, great background music, fantastic music for just chilling out around the house.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, cheers.
Monsoons was a COVID album for us. That was
Ah,
it was
Nice.
a album that wasn't really meant to exist, but just did out of us not having anything to do because we couldn't play shows, and we had some jams where actually some of them were us being idiots, just jamming. But we sort of went, oh, there's something here, and we turned it into something else, and then we just decided like, oh, these are pretty good. Like we could just release an instrumental album. At least it's something for us to do,
yeah.
and something for us to do. And that's where that album came from. And we actually were really surprised at the response that we got through
Well, it's an
Monsoons.
interesting album in the fact that it's very instrumental, because there are a few moments where I am sort of waiting for the singing to come in after listening to Creatures. But then after about the first two songs that clicked, I was like, oh, this is an instrumental. They're jamming. But what I love is, would some of that material fit into your set in a way where it's a great intro song or a great outro song or an interlude or something like that?
We often we throw the songs into sets. It's always a good way to break up the vocal songs for me, especially. But we think the songs are good enough to stand on their own, and they don't need to be used as an intro and outro. We
Cool.
for a long time we started sets with orb, just because it's a good way to start the set, sort of ease into it, and then it goes bang with the big riff. It's gets the energy pumping, and we can get into it a bit more. But yeah, I think yeah, like I said, the songs sort of, there's some people in the scene that really like our instrumental stuff more and prefer that. They're just
There you go.
instrumental listeners. A lot of post rock fans as well, sort of
I like
yeah,
both.
prefer that style. So yeah, it was just an experiment for us, and it helped broaden our listeners, and our own interests in, you know, what we like doing.
Yeah, cool. So I'd say, in a way, it's sort of like a really cool jam that turned into a bit of a happy mistake in a way. Like you've got
Yeah, for
this,
sure.
yeah, this awesome thing that is also part of your catalog forever now. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think
it's oh, you go. Sorry.
I was just going to say, with Will, the new bass player, he's keen to sort of jam out a bit more, and you know, maybe do some more instrumental stuff. You know, it's not off the table, but we've also got a lot of other ideas, and yeah, we'll probably jam through it, and maybe do some more instrumental stuff in the future. Who
Yeah,
knows?
nice. Nice. I noticed in your when searching you guys online and that, you've actually got like it's nearly like an album, you could say, sort of you doing covers where you're
Oh
in the
yeah,
studio. And there's a couple of awesome covers there. Like you've got like the Cog cover, which was absolutely awesome because Cog's just an awesome band.
they are.
And
They're amazing.
just like that Mastodon song, I was like, wow, you guys are a three-piece band doing that Mastodon song. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, we love Mastodon as well.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
hard. That cover was really
Yeah,
hard to nail because
those
that's
two
all,
songs, the Cog
yeah,
and the Mastodon one, that
because
was
they're live covers. So yeah, especially the end of that
That,
Mastodon song where we're all sort of going, 100
yeah,
miles an hour at the end of that. So
yeah, very impressive, dude. I was like, that was sick.
well.
So
That
like
was another
was that sort of
COVID
like an album
thing.
thing that you just decided to do, or like, hey, we're going to do a heap of covers, or
Oh, that was during lockdowns.
yeah,
Where so we at the time we were all living together, and then for some of that, Beau was just around the corner. So we was, and I've got the studio at home.
yep,
So we were able to still get stuff done, which was really handy
yeah,
when,
nice,
you know, nothing else was happening. We were still able to be productive, and we just decided sort of earlier the year before that it'd be cool to experiment and try some covers, just, you know, for fun.
yeah, nice,
And then it ended up being a cover each month for the whole year.
yeah, that was
And
sick,
what it did for us was just we improved so much as a band, like musically, by pushing ourselves to learn stuff that we wouldn't usually play,
Definitely.
like Mastodon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And
really raised the chops a bit. Yeah.
I did notice
yeah,
too, like with each different cover, like each different cover is so different because each different band
yeah,
is so different to the one you're doing. So it was awesome to get the different vibes of how you guys did each cover, which was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and it was
yeah. It
like,
was.
yeah, we
Oh,
had like, we wanted to like all of the music that we like and all of the different artists and sort of do something different. And so Elder being a massive band in the stoner rock scene that we love, do one of them, and then go real progressive and do some cog. And then also we played
You got a
like a
Queens of the
lot of
Stone Age, so
yeah,
I know
exactly.
it's that one.
Yeah, and we covered a few of like local bands that we've played
Yeah,
shows with in Melbourne that we think are incredible bands. And we were like, oh, it'd be cool just to cover one of their songs. I remember one of them we couldn't quite. There was a lyric we couldn't quite work out, and we slyly sent a message to the singer and said we were having an argument over some beers as to what you said, and he's like, oh, this is what I said, and then we did the cover and released it, and I think he
nice.
responded, and he was like, you dirty dog.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's so cool.
That's sick. I like
that
it,
was good fun.
guys.
So yeah, really, I think that sort of, like you said, it really does showcase all of the influences of Carnage, and it really showcases. All right, so this is us, and you've got like your original music, but then you're like, but this is what helped make us, and then you've got all of those different elements. You've put them out there as covers, and then like Josh said, it's like it raised the chops a bit, pushed you guys harder as musicians, and then you listen to Creatures and you start to hear the result of that. So
yeah, thanks. And yeah, really, like I said, yeah, really pushed us, and it made our live performances after that much tighter as well. And yeah, just putting together new music and recording and just being tighter as a band, it was pretty important for that.
yeah, awesome. So I will say, yes, it definitely got the stoner vibe there, and it's no secret to the world that Simmo is actually a bit of a stoner. Kyle is definitely not, but
Used to be, but
yeah, yeah, he used to be, but
not so much now. It's just
yeah.
just the alcohol now. So
Yeah, he'll have a bourbon with you, but
yeah.
with that stoner element, is Khan a little bit of a bunch of stoners too? Like, is that a bit of a thing too? A bit of a well-known
Not
thing?
not at all.
Not
Yeah,
at
Not at
not
all.
really.
all.
No. Like
Wow.
not we don't not do it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
pick our moments, but I think like we have always sort of fallen in to what our influences have apparently been. So when we first started, Josh and I, like 10 years ago, someone was like, oh, you guys really sound a lot like Alice in Chains. And then I looked at Josh and I was like, do you listen to Alice in Chains? And he'd be like, nah. And then we'd go and listen to Alice in Chains, and we go like, this is fucking awesome. I love this. And then we got really into it. And then later on, someone was like, oh, I'm getting a big like Soundgarden vibe out of some of the stuff you're doing. And then I looked at Josh and I was like, I know what Black Hole Sun is, but I don't know if I know any other Soundgarden. And then we'd listen to Soundgarden, and Soundgarden are a like huge influence for us, probably one of the biggest now. But then later, when we started to get put into this stoner rock like world, which is there's so many fantastic bands,
Yeah.
but we fell into that. We were trying to like use our influences of Cog and Tool and Soundgarden, and all of a sudden we just became this stoner band. So
Yeah. Okay.
we fall into stuff a little bit. Yeah.
So it's definitely not a band that is like a band like Bong that actually worships the bong. Like there's a
Yeah,
band,
no.
a stoner band called Bong, and the whole idea is that the whole band, like, they literally do a ritual before the show. Everyone has
Yeah.
to be stoned while they play live. There's a whole thing behind it. If you ever look up Bong, it's like they worship the bong, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to remember what I was playing if I.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't remember what I'm playing.
I imagine that being a drummer just.
No,
at
that's
the
cool.
stoner
I do love that you've got the stoner vibe, but you don't have to worship the bong either. Like, that's sort of
No.
cool. It's and I like how that sort of a thing where people are going to make their assumptions, but once they meet you guys, they quickly realize, oh, these guys got their heads screwed on. Look at this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Typical drummer. Typical drummer.
Yeah. Yeah, nowadays we pretty much play sober. All the writing and everything happens all sober. Yeah, it's some of the stuff that we do, I think would be too hard to pull off and nail if we were fucked up live.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially like little guitar parts, like in How Old and stuff like that. Yeah, like that's very fidgety, sort of picky stuff. Yeah, so
yeah, and with the different time signatures and doing melodies with the vocals and then different melodies with the guitar and they're overlapping and stuff, and I know it's hard to do sober a lot of the time.
Well, I will say though, I have had a decent smoke to a couple of your songs, and even though you guys aren't literally high while you're writing this stuff, whoever gets to listen to it later, they can create their own rules. And I tell you
That's
what,
it. Yeah.
the music does settle in with a good joint. I'm not joking, and I mean that purely truthful, because everyone knows Simmo's a stoner. But I roll up my medical cannabis joint and I sit back and I'm listening to Creatures, dude. So yeah, but it does fit the vibe still.
It's nice. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we meet lots of people that love getting high and listen to the music, and that's amazing. Like if that's how you have like a great experience with our music, I'm stoked to hear that.
Hell
like,
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. So, talking about the albums still. So we're like on Silent Space to Monsoons to Creatures.
What's next?
Yeah, what's next, guys?
I don't know.
There's our debut album as well.
Something
Veil.
coming out.
Oh, Veil. Yes, that's right. There is too. I'll have to check that one out because I've only listened to On Silent Space, Monsoons, and Creatures. So I'll check out Veil as well.
Yeah, I reckon you'll like having a joint with Veil as well.
Hell yeah.
That one's probably a bit more spacey, less sort of it's not as dark and dynamic as Creatures.
Still a great album.
Yeah, cheers. We still play a lot of songs off it. We love it. And like as an album, it's an hour long as well, so it's falls under the double category. But yeah, it's a lot of long songs and sort of big epic outros and stuff. So yeah, I think we get into that one as well.
I missed that one.
It is really good. It's a really good album.
Yeah, all right.
And I've noticed you've got something coming up very soon, like that. There was a little snippet that come on Facebook the other day. For later this year. Is that like a new album or is it just a single, or what's the go there?
When will this podcast come out?
Literally about a week from now. I've got about a week turnover.
All right. Well, we can probably give away the concept then, because we would have already said that. We would have already posted that on Facebook after a week.
So roughly about next Friday or next Saturday it'll come out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of long stoner songs, the next album's only 2 songs. It's 2 23-minute songs.
Epic, cool, Dream Theater style.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, definitely probably the most progressive that we've ever gone. Of 23 minutes, I think, sort of states that.
Wow.
So yeah, we've Josh and I have been working on this one in the background for a long time. We're really excited to release it. We're really proud of what we've done. There's definitely going to be different sort of way to release an album, no singles, because a single would give away half of it. So
2 23-minute songs. That is brutal.
It's like the length of a vinyl side, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like maxing out a record, really.
Yeah.
Literally using up each side of the vinyl to its fullest potential. Wow, boys. And I just want to thank you so much for letting us know about that on the show here on the Simmo Kiel Show.
That is absolutely awesome.
Right.
Thanks heaps for dropping that here. Look, like I said,
That's
it'll
sick.
be out in about a week's time, so that sort of lines up pretty well. So thanks heaps for letting us know about that, and I'm so excited because I am the kind of person that can put on a 23-minute song and let it run. One of my favorite songs of all time is Lateralis by Tool, and even my
Oh,
wife is like, "How do you listen to a song that long?" And I'm like, "It
how
doesn't
do you
even feel
not?
that long."
How do you
Like,
Yeah,
not?
that's
you
it.
know,
Like,
like put on Numa and it feels like it's already over before it started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And obviously we love Tool. And long form songs are not something like I said, they're always something we love. Like I mean, Carnival. Like my favorite Carnival
oh,
song is
yes,
New Day. And I mean, New Day's a
yes,
long song, but it's an amazing song. You've got like you mentioned Lateralis, Numa, even Tempest on Tool's last album. I love that
yes,
song, and that's a 15-minute song.
Yep.
Um,
it's
so
fantastic.
yeah, it's definitely something that we've loved for a long time. So yeah.
Third Eye, another good one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anything,
Great one.
anything for me that can take you on a bit of a journey, both musically and lyrically. It's pretty special if it can just make you I
Definitely.
guess, escape for that time and not realize that 15, 20 minutes has gone by.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
And
hopefully we're able to do that with this new album.
no, Khan is the band to be able to do that. Like, after listening to Creatures and getting lost in it for the whole album, and now you're telling me what's to come, I am so excited and absolutely blown away by that. And I look forward. It's sort of like a final boss battle. Like, I'm like, I will,
Yeah,
I will complete the tracks. I will fully listen to both sides. Like.
You
yeah,
got you guys are definitely like an Aussie tool, like doing that sort of style that you're going for. The
Yeah.
oh,
23 minute,
awesome.
the
Cheers.
23-minute sort of vibe, take you on a ride and take you on this big journey, which
Mm.
not many bands can do that. Like,
Hell yeah.
so,
Yeah, probably because not many bands want to play a 23-minute
oh,
song live. But
yeah,
we're just
yeah,
gonna
like,
have to we push
be like,
through that.
Yeah.
be like you get like 8 minutes in. Oh shit, I lost my spot, guys. Gotta
Oh,
start
Yeah,
yeah,
again.
imagine that.
Man,
Now, this is exactly why Khan does not get high while they play these songs.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
he said
love
it.
it.
Yep.
So, my big one I want to ask you is right. This is something that really took my attention. Is the front cover artwork for Creatures. Now, I just want to say what it conjures up for me as a fan and someone first seeing it is, have you ever heard of like the Australian bush creature, the bunyip, or
Yep,
or the
yep,
yowie? Well, when I
yep.
see that little creature sitting in the middle of the bush like that, I'm like, oh, that's the bunyip.
Sort of gives off that vibe.
Yeah, is that sort of the vibe that you were going for? Like,
I don't know. The artwork was already done, and I uh, purchased it off. It's the same guy that did the Monsoons artwork.
okay, yep.
And I bought both of them at the same time because I knew we had Creatures already well and truly in the works when Monsoons came out. So yeah, I bought them both, and I just thought it was perfect imagery for sort of what the album was
Yeah,
and
nice.
the representation of the creature.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Well, to me, it conjures up that Australian bush landscape. I think that's fantastic. Is a band like Tool might not get to would they wouldn't use an artwork like that. It wouldn't fit so much with what they are expressing. But because
yeah,
of where you guys come from and like out in rural Victoria, that's sort of like that gives that vibe of like, dry grass, open fields, and oh, what is that little creature out in the middle of the field there? So very cool. I just wanted to ask about that because fantastic artwork. Did you want to give a shout out to the artist at all?
yeah. His name's Reza Afshar. I think he's originally from Iran,
Oh wow.
but I just found his stuff on Instagram, and he creates amazing digital sketches and um, real sketches as well, and he's just really amazing to work with. And
And
yeah,
so will you be getting him back again or?
We've used someone else for the next album, but we'll definitely,
Come back to me.
always keep an eye out for stuff, even if it's for other projects. Yeah, I think he's. I just love his style, and he sort of the way he's able to convey emotions through his images, and his use of colors and shade and stuff like that. It's really impressive.
The colors and the shade that are on the front cover of the album really even paint the colors of the shade that happen in my head while I listen to the songs.
Yeah,
So
cool.
yeah, so when you do pick art like that, it does fit perfectly with your music, and then that actually helps like the listener conjure up thoughts and images that go with that music. So I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that one because it's such unique artwork. I haven't seen anything like that on any other Australian metal bands' album covers or anything like that. So I just definitely wanted to ask about that one. But
Yeah.
moving on, so I noticed that Creatures does have that darker, more dynamic energy. What themes and emotions were you trying to portray on that record? Like, was it sadness? Was there a bit of anger, or is it more just about chill and flow?
No, it's more sadness and anger.
Yep.
Yeah, like when that was written, it was actually originally written for a different project. So I was writing Veil.
Yep.
This was when I was about 22, so it all started a very long time ago. I was in a two-piece as well, where I was playing essentially like a baritone guitar and looping stuff, and then playing over the top. And so I wrote Creatures sort of right smack bang in the middle of writing Veil, and then that band sort of never ended up happening, and the album just sat there for a long time.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But in that period of my life, there's definitely like, early 20s or late teens or whatever,
Yep.
a bit of trying to find your place in the world, bit of sadness and anger about what's going on.
Yep. Bit of angst.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, and I think the music as well as the lyric content, it sort of explores that with being like chill and then having these explosive moments where it really like just lets all those emotions out in one go, sort of thing.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome because that's the sort of vibes. That's why I asked, like, is there anger? Is there a bit of darkness
I
in there?
noticed you tour a lot like Europe. Like you do tour Australia, but you tour more in Europe. How did that sort of come about? Like you guys touring more in Europe?
Well, there's a lot more places to go to, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, I've
right.
actually had that other band say that to me in the past too. They're just like, man, there's so many more venues.
I've heard Germany.
Yeah,
I've heard Germany being a big place that everyone
yeah, and
sort of
because
stoner
like
metal goes to.
it's so central as well. So you
Yeah,
can
right.
from Germany you go to the Netherlands, you go Belgium, France is right there as well. Then you got Austria and Switzerland and Poland, like all just
Yeah,
surrounding
nice.
Germany. So it's
Yeah,
a good.
right.
We sort of base ourselves in Germany and then dart in and out sort of
That
thing. And a lot of bands do
that's
that.
so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And then even going up to like Denmark, Sweden, Norway. That's a little bit further, but still just above Germany. So yeah, like I said, it's really good place to um, play a lot of shows and then duck out to another country for a night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So it's like going over the state line with us, but instead of going into another state, you're just going into another
Not
country
country.
and you're hitting a whole nother fan base and a whole nother market.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia's. We've toured a lot in Australia. Mainly places where we can just drive to because it's so much cheaper. But now we're starting to hit up Perth and Brisbane a bit more. But yeah, I think everything's just so far away, and the population is a lot smaller in Australia, so you have to work much harder to, get shit done and get everywhere and actually make some money doing it.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
massive touring artists. Because I work as a stagehand, so I get to set up big shows for like Pink and Taylor Swift and all this sort of stuff, right? And even in that line of work and the job I have, I've talked to the truck drivers and that before, and he even actually said that some of the artists like Pink and Taylor Swift, although they come here, they find that there's massive distances of travel between each state and each town that they go to.
And that's why they don't do WA.
And that's why, we don't get bands going over to WA as much and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you get to Europe and we'll play a gig like in the Netherlands, and they'll be like, "Oh, where are you going tomorrow?" And we'll go, "Oh, we've got to start making our way to Berlin," and they'll be like, "Geez, that's far," and we'll be like, "It's not even it's not even half the drive that Melbourne to Sydney is between two big couple of cities." So I think what was it? One tour in Europe, I think we drove for 5 hours and drove in 5 different countries just because of how close they are and how linked everything is. So
that's massive.
And you go from London to Amsterdam to Paris, and they're all these huge cities that are a day's drive away from each other.
Yeah, nice. That's so good.
Yeah,
it's awesome. We're very fortunate to be able to get over there and play some shows. So we love it. We love going over there.
So sorry.
Oh, so I was just going to say, we're touring there a bit more because have been trying to for the last couple of years just get on some of the better festivals in the genre, and we applied for a bunch and didn't hear back, so then applied for more. The original batch were in May, and then we applied for more in like the August period, and then all of a sudden we heard back from everyone.
A whole heap of them.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh shit, well, these are 2 good opportunities to pass up. Do you reckon we could go twice in a year? And we've made it work. It's tricky coming back for like 6 weeks to Australia, go back to work and normal life and preparation, and I've been recording and mixing and mastering and stuff, and then go straight back over and do it all again. So that's why we're hitting up Europe twice this year.
Nice.
Like preferably we'd love to get over as much as possible, but we just can't afford to do that at the moment. We still we toured Australia early in the year, and then we'll be doing another tour later in the year with the new album, which hasn't been announced yet, but it'll be coming.
Well, the one I was going to ask is, will Japan see Khan at some point? Because
hopefully
that's the place to go lately. I've been talking to, on this podcast, me and Kyle have been talking to a few different bands, and Japan is one that keeps coming up because apparently it's one of the cheapest ones to go to.
Yeah, we've spoken about going, like, looking at that, but it's another market, and with us currently so focused in Europe, and like Josh said, it might be cheaper in cost to go to Japan, but it's still leave that we all need to take from jobs. So we'd love. I mean, I'd just love to go to Japan anyway. But we would love.
Everyone wants to go to Japan at the moment. It's the coolest place in the world to go.
But even we play in another band that's a post rock band, and post rock's got a really big scene in China. Like, there's these big festivals happening in China, and like there's a big market for it there, and they're just as close as Japan. So it's something we've like spoken about. We haven't really like in depth looked at doing it, but it's something we'd love to do. Any chance to play to more people and meet more people around the world, that would be amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So that's awesome. And spreading your wings like that. But what I want to get into now is I want to talk a bit of gear talk with you. I want to talk a little bit about what amps and pedals and that Josh's sounds coming through. But I also want to figure out. See, Kyle wants to ask, what drums do you use? So,
drums, cymbals.
So I'll start with you, seeing as I've got you on the screen, Beau. What drums and what's your rig basically?
Yeah, I don't have probably like any preferred favorites with rigs. I mean, I bought a really good drum kit 10 years ago, and it doesn't need to be replaced, and that's a Pearl reference.
You want to have a look?
That's her there.
Is that Sean?
Yeah, That's it.
Yeah, nice.
So that's a
it.
Pearl reference. I've had that. I had that kit for a long time. It's a beautiful
nice.
set of drums. Normally play with two. I record with two rack toms and a floor tom.
Yeah.
But I play live. I don't play with two rack toms because it's a pain in the ass to set two rack toms up.
Yeah.
And a lot of hired kits will just give you the one, so that's fine.
Fair enough.
Cymbal wise, I use a bit of a mix. I've got some Istanbul Agop cymbals, some Exist line.
Yeah, nice.
I've got some Sabian stuff like HHX Legacy rides and stuff. So a bit of a mix bag. I suppose rather than brand specific, something I really look for in my drums is that like big tom sounds. The cymbals have got to be really washy. We're only a 3-piece. I'm trying to consume a lot of like space.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
washy ride cymbals, even my crash cymbals, like the smallest crash I got's a 19-inch. They're all big.
Yeah,
so basically, the more tail on it, the better.
Yeah, it just helps to consume that space. So when it's when the songs are just dropping down and it's just me and Will on bass, just sort of carrying all the rhythm, and Josh gets up and does his lead stuff. We need that rhythm section needs to hold its space so that it's not sounding empty. So I think the biggest thing for me that for our sound is big washy cymbals. Yeah,
nice. Without it being too harsh as well. So you got to find that nice in between where it creates a lot of sound, but it's not too rough or harsh.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I love it. And so, what sort of amps and stuff are you using, Josh? Because I always assume with like stoner rock bands and stuff like orange amps and that, but that might not be the case with you.
Yeah, well, a couple of years ago, I switched to pretty much all digital.
Right.
Yeah, I'm all for it, actually.
I use a quad cortex now, and it's amazing.
You do. I love it. Hell yeah. We've got Josh using the quad cortex. I'm a champion for the quad cortex. I'm trying to tell all of my mates about it. And I'm even saving up for my own very soon because all of my stuff is going to be digital in the future too. I got my own site.
Finally found someone else that uses
quad cortex. So hell yeah. So let's talk about this quad cortex. What's in it?
It's been a life changer for touring, like having a small compact rig where you can just have almost unlimited sounds on there. I run my vocals through it as well. So with all vocal effects.
So that's how we get some of Josh's vocal effects as well.
That's my board there. So on there, I've got my a little rack mixer, a digital mixer for our in-ear mixes, and I control it all from there. But yeah, historically, I've always run amps, and I've got a Mesa Boogie Lone Star, and it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then I use that on the quad cortex as well. For a while there, I was doing
put it in the quad cortex.
Yeah, I had a capture of it, but then I was comparing it with the actual quad cortex amp in the Lone Star amp in the quad, and I could do so much more with that because how in the scenes you can adjust all the settings you want.
Yeah.
And that's how I run our songs. So each section of the song is a different scene. So rather than tap dancing while I'm trying to sing and change all the effects pedal, I hit one button and it changes everything for me.
Hell yeah, it does.
Which is it's a lot of setup.
It does take time. That's right. You got to sit through it. You got to get everything the way you want it, and then save that all in. And then sometimes you'll even go back to it and go, "Oh, actually, I've just had a different idea." And so you fiddle with it for a while.
Yeah. But I absolutely love doing that stuff. I do the same for all the bass stuff. I got Will to buy a quad cortex, and we run all his bass stuff and vocals through that as well.
I'm telling you, I was actually saying to a friend not long ago, I said, give it about 12 years, everything will be quad cortex. And he screwed his face up. And I'm like, you have no idea, man. Like, although amps look beautiful and look pretty on the stage, I said, in the future, they'll probably bring ones out that are just little pretend heads, while some guys just running a quad cortex.
Yeah,
You
or
know?
they'll run like the a quad into a FR speaker.
Yeah.
If you want the stage sound and you don't want to do the in-ear system. But for touring, that's just more shit to carry. So
Yeah, exactly. But no, I love it. So you've taken the amp that worked for you, you put that into the quad, and then you're using that, and then you can carry your quad with you all around the world, and you're not carting all of that stuff with
that's
you.
it. So we've got, no matter where we go with the in-ear system and me doing it and like all our tones and everything dialed in, we get exactly the same sound every night.
Yep.
That's what you
Pretty
want.
much the same. Sometimes the PAs, you get a bit more rumble from the subs depending on where they are on the stage.
Yep.
But yeah, essentially the same mix every night. Our
I've,
sound check is pretty much us going, yeah, it's good with us as long as it's all right with the front of house
yeah.
engineer, and
Well,
takes
Yeah,
us
and
10 minutes.
Nice.
generally, like the front of house engineers really like it too. Like it's
yeah,
normally
okay.
like they might be, normally we've got tech writers and stuff now, and they get sent out and they know what they're doing. But as soon as they know that you're not got amps on stage, so they're not fighting.
That would
They're
be a
not going to fight
godsend.
front of house speakers with amps. Like they've just got to make sure the front of house sounds right. Like they're normally really stoked that we've got this digital
Yeah,
setup.
I'm
Really
You know,
thinking
easy for
about
them.
it from a
that
front of house
that would be a
perspective.
mass godsend. That
Yeah,
would
because I've done
seriously.
front of house a couple of times myself, and I'm thinking of that and thinking, yeah, I'd love that. I don't have to mic up any amps. I don't have to worry about extra mics. It's all just running
Yeah.
straight through the quad.
Well, it's
Oh,
just it gives them complete control over our sound. So
yeah,
it's risky if they're a shit engineer, but they're usually good enough to be able to do a 3-piece anyway.
yeah.
Definitely.
No, I love that. And I've even heard one of the biggest metal bands in the world, Slipknot. I've heard Jim Root and Mick Thompson go on record and say quad cortex everything for Slipknot. We've got so much control. Everything sounds the same every night. We've got the best guitar sound we've ever had in our career. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all because of the quad cortex. And that's when I started researching more about it. And I was like, oh, this is the way of the future. This is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
being used. They're being used heaps.
Yeah,
There's a
man.
Yep.
lot of bands that are using
And
them.
I think they're only going to improve over the next few decades. Like if the quad cortex is doing what it does now, imagine when the technology doubles and the memory inside of that thing doubles, and eventually you might end up with a limitless quad cortex,
Yeah.
or an AI quad cortex. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, you were right to assume though, like when you first brought it up about using amps, so because in our genres like the stoner, doom, psych
You see
genres,
it.
it's all about having big amps and lots of stage sound.
Yeah.
So we're almost an anomaly in that scene going digital.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
then people hear our sounds and our tones, and they wouldn't think that it's coming digitally. And I think that's just
Definitely
we've
not.
spent a lot of time dialing in the tones and making it work for us.
Well,
And I think because historically it's been a lot more metal bands sort of doing the digital thing because
yeah,
it's
definitely.
you get that really tight sound for the chugs and stuff. Whereas I've gone in a more sort of uh, make more noise like with reverbs and delays and like more saturation and stuff like that and get the fuzz tones. And I don't think there's been
And
as many people experimenting with those tones.
And definitely too, like when you come back to like the sound quality and that, like I'll use Kai as an example. They didn't have guitar amps. They used
Yeah.
bass amps with pedals.
Yeah.
So that's why they sort of had that real muddy-ish sort of tone. Still
Yeah.
chunk,
Basic.
still chunky, but had a real muddy-ish tone where yous don't really have that muddy-ish tone, which now it makes sense because used all digital.
See, because
Yeah, and it's all EQ'd and everything in the pedal. So
Yeah,
um
definitely.
like I recorded Creatures with the quad and I've recorded the new album with it. So there's a little bit of extra processing done in the box, like
Yeah,
in the
nice.
recording, but like most of the tones are pretty much that's how they are live. from the recordings. Nothing
awesome.
really has changed too much.
And that
That's
is
the
so good.
power that I like with the quad is that you get to take what you did and you have that exact sound from the album with you live, like exact. Yeah, it's pretty spot on. So now that you've mentioned that, I can hear that, but I love it. Some purists might be like, but you're gonna get those guys.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
and look, when we're
I say fuck 'em.
overseas, when we're overseas playing these big stoner rock doom festivals, there are a few people that do sort of shake their head, but then I don't know,
Where's your orange
we
amp, bro?
well, we sort of in general, I would say actually, like most of the people in that scene are really lovely and curious. There's not very many people that have a crap, but you do get a few people they're sort of questioning you before you start playing, like where are all the amps? Why are there no amps? But generally, we
You
feel
got
like we let out.
and
Yeah.
where's the orange amps? You're like,
We're from
Australia.
It's like we're from Australia. We're designed a way better than you guys. So.
No, I think you know, and generally we perform the way we perform, and people then they go like, oh no, well that still sounded that still sounded huge, like
That's awesome.
and you know we pull out our general Aussie excuse, and they go, why'd you do that? And we go, laziness. We don't want to carry we don't want to carry amps. Like
That's so good.
Hell yeah, man.
You know,
Designed a more easy, efficient way to get things done. It's not It's not laziness. Come on.
it's just, you know, that's self-deprecation though. That gets you a long way. They love that.
That's it. That's exactly it.
I'd love it.
I love it. See? Everyone rags on us Aussies all the time. Now they need to listen to us Aussies.
Well, going into the future, I'm actually gonna say that with knowing that sound, one of the tidiest stoner metal bands you'll ever hear.
Yeah, thanks.
It's super tidy though. I will say the album is tidy. Like songs like How Old, they're so tidy. Like it's nice. It's not messy. And some stoner bands are gonna look for that messy sound.
Yeah, you're not hearing that crackle, like the muddiness, which is great.
Yeah, but it's super nice. It's got a sheen to it. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Well, that's where our influences come from.
Yeah.
But
it's like because we've never seen ourselves as a stoner band or any one particular genre. So you know we've sort of fallen into a scene because you know I like riffs and fuzz and effects. But I also
Creatures does sound a lot like sort of, if I'm thinking about it, like Cog. It's very much that Coggish sort of sound.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
in more that digital,
awesome.
in more that digital sense of like not your traditional stoner way.
It's like, Cog for the 21st century, mate.
Yeah, that's sort of hard to say. Yeah, but it's more. Yeah, like, and especially like going.
It's all about Khan now. Forget Cog.
Well, definitely, definitely do.
They're gonna forget Cog in 5 years' time because Khan's gonna be the next big thing. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Oh, no one should ever forget about Cog though.
No one should ever.
Incredible, and you know, it's really lovely to hear you say that they're a huge influence on us. We love Cog, so to have any similarity to that band is awesome.
Well, years of that
very much
title
so.
now and that flavor, and even the artwork speaks for itself on the front of the album, and
it's very sharing the space.
Yeah, sharing the space. Yeah.
The album by Cog, which is very similar artwork to your album Creatures.
Yeah.
Which I dig that massively.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So not trying to compare you too much, but yeah, Kyle's just picked up on that vibe. Yeah.
It is hard not to at times.
So it helps people understand what sort of sounds are going on by just comparing to bands that you know they might know.
Yeah. I do that with stuff I listen to all the time. I don't mean to, but it's like, you know, even when I checked yours out, like I said to the wife, I was like, oh, this is like someone took Caius and Tool and put them in a room together, you know, and that was my off the top of the head description of yours. But it might not actually be the most correct description either. That was just an off the top of the head thing. But we're getting close to our rapid fire round now. So this is the part where I just asked you some like quick, easy questions like what is your favorite track to play live?
Oh, eyes, lungs, arms, and mind for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
For me as well.
Nice and quick,
Yeah.
that one. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a real chill start. It really sets a mood, and then it gets in it. It's pretty fast and energetic, and then it hits like the bridge, and the bridge is, that's our riff moment. We think live like
Yeah.
that. It's just riff after riff, and it's just so fun and cathartic to play. And Will's on over there on the bass, just stomping away, going nuts, and Josh is shredding, and I'm getting to do some cool
Nice.
beats. It's a really fun song to play, and it feels like it just keeps kicking up a couple of levels every time you move to the next section of the song. It just kicks up and it kicks up.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
definitely my favorite.
We feel like it captures sort of most aspects of the Khan sound as well in the one song.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Khan staple song.
Yeah, at the moment,
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah, flagship song. So another one I'll hit you with. If you were to ever be able to get a guest on one of your albums, who would a dream guest be? Like, it could be
I don't know,
vocals, it could be a guitarist, it could be anyone. Like, you can call up Adam Jones if you want to.
Haha.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a
it's
tricky one.
Yeah, we haven't really ever discussed anything like that. I think to have some cool vocalists come on and
have someone like
do-
Ian Kenny would be pretty amazing.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
nice.
Yeah, imagine an Ian Kenny feature on a Khan song, and you guys pretty much don't do much vocals. You just do your instrumental thing and let Ian sing it, man. Holy shit.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know what? If that ever happens in 7 years' time, I'm going to own the fact that I was the instigator for this.
Yeah.
Literally
That's
7 years from now, an Ian Kenny and Khan song pops up. It's one of your biggest songs you ever do. And I ring you up and go, hey, man, I told you so.
Yeah.
Good times. No, that's a great one. I love that. Ian Kenny would be a perfect fit.
I asked this question to another band last week. If you had the choice to play with any three bands,
Yeah, this is a great one. I like when Kyle asks this
any
one.
three bands, could be from the 80s to now.
Yep.
What three bands would Khan play with?
You get to pick anyone.
At a gig.
You go on tour with them.
Any three bands.
I reckon we'd have a couple of similar answers. You say one, Josh, and I'll say one.
Here we go.
Tool is
Yes.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'd say Cog as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a show. That'd be
Yeah.
the most amazing show.
And then I think a very close fourth for me would be Mastodon.
Yeah, that would be my
yes.
fourth as well.
You know what?
But-
Let's stick him in there. We'll make it a
Yeah.
4-band show.
That'd be five.
Yeah.
Have to be five because he's just added Mastodon. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty nuts.
That'd be a sick show.
We've got Tool, we've got Cog, we've got Carnival, and we've got Khan and Mastodon as well. Chuck Mastodon in there too. What a great question. I love when Kyle
Hang
asks
on.
this one.
Also, out of those five, would Khan headline that show?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Shit.
Yes.
We would be playing first
Yeah.
so that because
That's
Josh
sick.
and I, like we said, Josh and I don't really drink before we play, but we definitely like to have a few beers afterwards. So I
That
would
is
want to
awesome.
be getting it out of the way, have our set, and then just be hanging side stage, watching the other boys having some beers. That's how I do
Yeah,
it.
fuck trying to follow one of those bands as well.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, fuck trying to follow Tool. Just get
Yeah.
that over and done with.
Even
and
Cog.
you can have the maddest night
Far
on the
out.
beers watching.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
One of my things, I'm a bit of a beer guy myself too. I've always said, and I agree with this because it's come up on the Gaza podcast. Gaza, the guitarist of Suicide Silence, always talks about this. He goes, I just think that metal and beers go together so well. And that's me too. It's just like a night of metal and then having a beer in your hand and maybe 3 or 4 beers while the metal bands play. It's always the greatest night ever when I go and have metal and beers.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, metal and beers, man. And I'm even going to champion for metal and beers over the next few years because Garza talks about it. Simmo Metal now talks about it. It's all about metal and beers.
I sort of wish that was an actual lineup now for an actual gig.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that gig, man. Imagine that gig. Imagine if that does happen in 12 years' time, man, and we're sitting there going, oh, Khan really did do that gig. They put that together. They wanted that show.
What Cog might not be thinking so when they're in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Not be thinking that. Been around for a long time.
Yeah. So, we've still got plenty of time left, but I'm at a point where what I want to do is get this out of the road and capture it now. We're going to get the Simmo Metal shout-outs from both of you. So Simmo and Kyle Show shout-out, should I say. So all we need you to do is just take your turn each. So whether Josh or Beau goes first, and you just look at the camera and you say your name, your band, and you're watching the Simmo and Kyle Show. That's all you got to say. And it just makes for a great promo cut for us, and we can use that and share that as a short. So you guys pick who goes first and then go from there.
I'll
go
go.
first.
That's fine.
Oh, you go, Josh.
Hey, I'm Josh from Cairn, and I'm watching the Simmo and Kyle Show.
You. Legend. Cheers, brother. Yes, Beau.
All right, I'm Beau from Cairn, and you're watching the Simmo and Kyle Metal Show.
Yeah, you are. Thank you very much. You. Cheers, boys. And now, cool, we can go on into the rest of our chat. And funnily enough, we've actually knocked a few of our bigger questions out of the road. So we'll just sort of shoot the shit for the rest of the afternoon, I reckon. And that'll take us out for the rest of the arvo. So one thing I want to ask to sort of fire up the whole just shooting the shit conversation is, what bands and stuff are you guys just listening to in the car, or what are you playing around the house? What's just sort of like, you know, on the Spotify playlist, basically?
For me right now, as I mentioned, Josh and I play in another band, a post-rock band, post-metal band called Treebeard. And post-rock's been a genre of music I really like. And a Sydney band called We Lost the Sea just released their latest album. And it's incredible. Their whole catalog's incredible. And speaking of like long-winded songs, you know, I think their last track on that latest album is 27 minutes. But that I've been playing them a lot recently. It's awesome music, very emotional, very clever and simple in some of the ways they build up. But that's been what I've been smashing a lot recently.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't.
Check that out.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. Like, and go through their last few records as well. Pretty special stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Because even though we call this the Simmo and Kyle Aussie and Metal Talk, it's actually sort of got a title, Aussie Metal and Rock Talk. So we are open to talking to other bands that aren't just metal bands as well. So yeah. I always go through stages, you know. Sometimes it's like I just want to listen to the darkest, heaviest, you know. I'm going through that stage right now. I've gone full gent. Everything's gent for me because I want to learn how to do this 8-string gent business. I've always been a thrash metal guitarist, playing Slayer songs and Pantera songs. In my 30s now, and all of the younger guys are doing this 8-string. And I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. So I've actually been listening to a lot of like Periphery, and even like Thal stuff like Viljata, which is like really dark, genty stuff. But what do you got pumping, Josh? What's on your playlist at the moment?
I haven't been listening to that much lately. I've been pretty focused on
the last album.
So I've the last couple of months just sort of been playing that over and over and over again, making small adjustments here and there, occasionally like comparing it to other bands' mixes and stuff like that, and just seeing where
like
it sits.
Mix,
but otherwise, there's a few new releases here and there that I chuck on, or if I'm really just not wanting to hear these two songs anymore, I'll chuck on like some just gaming soundtracks or something
Big one
nice
for
like
me has
that.
been the Doom soundtrack lately because there's this new Doom game out, Dark Ages,
Yep.
and Doom have a way of making sure that every soundtrack is metal as fuck.
Yeah.
And they did the Mick Gordon stuff, which is all the genty stuff, but the new Doom is gone a little bit more thrashy, a little bit more deathcore. So instead of the gent sort of sound, it's gone sort of like Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah.
But they've got different guys doing the soundtrack this time. It's not Mick Gordon like usual. But they've had these other metal guys step in, and it's very deathcore. Lots of big breakdowns, lots of chugs. But that's my vibe. That's my vibe. But what have you been listening to, Kyle?
Me,
Yeah.
same. I go through stages. So big one at the moment, like still is always like Butterfly Effect. That's always
Oh, how good are they?
always a big one.
Very good.
I'm going to try and get them on soon.
I don't know. I sort of like Mammal. They're another one that sort of comes up
Yep.
at the moment frequently.
Oh, good old
my,
Steel Locks.
on my what's the name, as well as Cog. Even you guys pop up every now and again. So
Cool.
I've got you guys on Spotify, which is awesome. Yeah, I just put it on sort of random and just let it go. But yeah, even the Butterfly Effect singer, like he has his own solo stuff. So that's
Yeah, well, actually, Josh played with Clint
Oh, wow.
solo
nice, nice.
Yeah, back when was that? That was like 2019, I think.
So that would have
So
been
was
when he
big solo
that was his
stuff.
first. That would have been his first EP when he brought out.
Yeah, I think it was around that time. So I did the Melbourne and Geelong show with him, and he crashed at my place.
Yeah,
Um,
nice. That's
and
awesome.
we drove down to Geelong together.
That's sick.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
times.
because we did with Khan, our Vale album launch tour. We played with Like Thieves on their tour as well.
That's his other band.
That's his other great band. They're a great band as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where we met all those guys and met Clint and yeah, and then again for Clint's solo couple of his solo shows, which was really really cool. He's such a lovely dude.
I think too that's the first time I'd ever seen your band's name, Khan, which was on a poster on Facebook.
See, it's
with
all come
like-
full circle
with
now.
like Thieves. That's another band, and that's when I thought I'm going to check out these bands that are on this list, and that's when I first ever checked you guys out.
Yeah, cool.
And
Well,
That was
I was like,
2018.
Yeah, 2018, 2019 was when I first checked you guys out, and that's when I was like, sick. This is awesome.
And I will say, Kyle is our prog guy. The main connection with you guys today is actually through Kyle. So without Kyle, definitely we wouldn't have Khan on the Simmo and Kyle show.
I tried.
Yeah, cool.
So thanks, Kyle.
I tried.
For setting us
Yeah,
up.
cheers, Kyle.
I try.
Well,
Me being Simmo metal, I'm more like I'm booking like
Frankenbach.
like Vaticide and Frankenbach and the more like death roar in your face kind of bands. But that's where this is why we do the Simmo and Kyle show. If it was just the Simmo metal show, it'd all just be deathcore bands and just thrash metal bands and roar in your face sort of bands. But because I got Kyle here, he also balances out the rock to my metal. So that's why we call it Aussie metal and rock talk.
The yin to his yang.
Yeah, he's the yin to my yang. That's right.
And it works really well because there's some really good crossovers with bands that sort of get meld into both, heavy prog and like more death metal stuff as well.
There's even a few real death proggy bands out there at the moment that are doing like real death stuff, but they're also playing 12-minute songs that are technical death metal that is so insane that you're just like, why?
Yeah.
So,
Who are some
bands like Origin?
Who are some bands that you have played with, like when you toured live over in Europe and that you just want to give a shout out to, that you have thought, yeah, this band's cool, like any from like Europe or whatever?
Oh, well, I mean, we're about to go on tour in Europe with a band that we do things really cool called Resin. They're an American, but American, like, sort of stoner doom band. They're fantastic. Their last two albums are incredible. We're so pumped to be playing with them.
Yeah, you'd sort of call them like a doom psych because they're a three-piece and clean vocals, but they've got a a saxophone player who also does a lot
wow.
of synth stuff, and it's a really, really sort of cool, different take on the style.
That's sick. That is sick.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
But I mean, at a local level, like even Melbourne, there's some absolutely fantastic bands. Like talking of like recent releases, Myriad Drone, who are a post metal, post rock band. They released an album at the start of the year that I thought was incredible.
Yeah, right.
One of the best releases I've heard in a long time. Period. So they definitely got a bit of a death metal influence, but done in a post rock, post metal way. So
yeah,
it might be something that even Simmo would enjoy. They mix
Yeah, I'll
nice and
check
heavy
that
really
out.
well.
Nice.
And they're fantastic group of people as well. And that's a really good shout out for something recent and something current, I think.
Oh, yeah. I'll quickly let you know, guys, we've got about 2 minutes left. Now, do you feel like we've sort of wrapped everything up this afternoon? I do. But if you just want to go for a bit longer and shoot the shit, we can send another link. But I'm feeling like that's pretty much it today.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine with me.
Nah, sick.
You're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy with a great interview. We've had a mad talk with you. And one thing I do want to say before you go is I would love to get you back once that new album's out and you're back from your tour. And we can talk more about the new album and more about how great things were over in Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds good, mate. So it'll be the start of October, and then we're doing our Australian tour after that.
Yeah. Oh, so around maybe Christmas time or something, we can have another chat to you.
Yeah. Coming into December is probably best for us.
Yeah,
hell
that would be awesome.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'll get in contact with you coming up to December, Josh. I'll send you another email and we'll line it up. Look, we've got less than a minute, so we're going to sign off, Dasabi. I'll let you
been awesome.
Quickly say hooray to Kyle.
Awesome, guys.
Cheers,
it's
mate.
Been awesome talking to you.
Thanks for having us.
All good.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Love you guys. It's awesome.
All
Cheers,
right.
mate.
Stay metal, boys. Thanks so much for coming on today, Khan. And we will catch up with you maybe around Christmas time.
Sounds good, mate. Cheers
maybe
for that.
we can even get Will on next time.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's a busy man.
All right, thank you very much, Khan. Cheers,
Cheers,
Josh.
guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Catch ya. Stay metal.
Rock
Yeah.
on.
Enjoy Europe.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much. All right. See you guys.
Catch yous.